One reason I enjoy doing this show is because I meet so many interesting people. People who travel to interesting places, stories, talents, and hobbies. This month, our very talented guest is Carol Wing, and many of you know Carol from the exercise classes at the Council on Aging. This is not all Carol does. She is also a musician and a songwriter, and I'm betting there is more to her list that we haven't heard about yet. So meet Carol Wing. Well, seniors like your exercise program, but they've told me that you're really tough on them, but they like it. I think they feel like they're getting strength maybe, or what they really need. Sometimes stop, and maybe sometimes you yell at them, I'm not sure.
I never yell at anyone, Barbara.
Okay, good. But they do like your class, I want you to know that, and they've probably told you anyway.
I'm glad they do.
But we don't want to just talk about exercise. We'll mention that you don't do this only in Littleton, right?
That's right.
And where do you, tell them what kind of exercise you do.
I teach lots of different kinds of exercises, everything from bodybuilding to yoga, Pilates, cardiovascular exercises like Zumba and aerobics fitness, and I teach all over the local area, so Chelmsford, Westford, Littleton, several places in Westford, and I go on a daily basis from place to place to place.
Yeah, that's why you're hard to get a hold of.
That is true.
And if you have got her for a minute, that's what it is, a minute, because she's busy and on her way to someplace else. And, but I don't understand where you get time when you're doing all these places and all this exercise, that you write music, you sing, you have a group that you play together. Does it have a name? Tell us.
Yes, it's a brand new band, and we're calling ourselves Momentum.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully on a roll.
Okay. And how long? How long have you been doing this?
Just with this band or in general?
This band, and then we'll go to in general.
Okay, this band, I want to say, is probably less than 2 months old, and we just played our first concert last Sunday on the Westford Common. We had probably over 100 people come.
Good.
Lots of my people from Littleton came. I have lots of supporters. I feel very, very humbled that so many of my fan club showed up to cheer me on in our first effort.
Yeah, they all told me about it. I was going with them, but something came up and I couldn't, and I felt bad because they told me later they had a good time, they enjoyed it. Yep. So I'm going to guess that you've probably been doing music, and in fact, I've even heard you play different instruments. So since childhood, since forever, or?
My family is very musical.
Oh.
Both of my parents were very into music, very different kinds of music. My dad was very into classical and opera. My mother was really into country, Gene Autry, and so complete opposites. But as a family, we always enjoyed music together. Mm-hmm. And because of my parents' differing opinions on music, we're exposed to a lot of different kinds of music.
Oh, yeah.
So from a young age, I can remember watching my mother play the guitar and being in awe that she could make this great sound and sing to it, which probably wasn't that great of a sound, but, it was my mother.
For you, it was.
Yes. And so then I played the guitar. I think almost every kid in our family played the guitar at some point.
How many are there?
There's 5 of us.
Oh.
And to this day.
Band.
Yeah. Well, okay. So when we all get together, my husband will say, "Oh, the Von Trapps are coming," because we will most likely sing and play something.
Oh, nice.
And all of our children, there are 4 grandchildren, they all play something. So everybody plays something, and We all sing. I have one sister who no longer plays an instrument, but she still really enjoys music. I have a brother who's a professional musician and gives lessons and has played on Broadway and other impressive things.
Terrific.
And then I have another sister who is a semi-professional who runs a radio station, and they have a recording studio, and her partner and she play live on Lake George every Friday night through the summer. So
Wow.
we're a pretty musically active family.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, and I was wondering where you got it from. Now I know all this great talent. I know, as a kid, my dad loved music. He played the ukulele. And
Which is back in now.
oh yeah, I have his ukulele.
Oh.
It's at least probably 75 years old. And another gal and I took lessons for a little while, and I really should keep it up because I like it. I like the sound of it and everything, but it also brings back memories of being a
Right.
kid, and we sang, and he played the uke, and I had an uncle who played in New York for a nightclub, but the ukulele. And so I like music. And then I took singing lessons, and so, yeah, we had music too,
Right.
but nothing like what you've got.
Well-
And my husband played the ukulele, not the uke, the guitar. He hasn't played at all lately, I don't know. And our son picked it up and he played, but his children don't play, so it's kind of sad. They have great guitars. And
Yeah, I think everybody, if they wanted to, could find a way to make music.
Yeah.
The problem is, and I totally get this, is that it is intimidating to make music because I know for a fact that my brother, who is fabulous, would never play with me if he weren't my brother because I'm a hack. I mean, I like music and I'm okay,
Yeah.
but he's great. And he just tolerates me because I'm his sister. And so I can imagine how it would feel for people like me to want to make music with people like him and basically be,
Yeah.
snubbed.
Yeah, it is intimidating.
It is.
I remember talking to someone else about this, and they said the same thing. People don't come in to take lessons because they're intimidated by
Right.
it. They keep thinking, I can't do it. I have to learn how to strum. That's what I'm bad at. But, so you write music too, and you've written a few things that have been on YouTube,
There you go.
everybody. YouTube. And
They're only there because I put them there.
yeah, that's okay. You got to get there somehow. But I love the last one that I heard because I was telling everyone it was about seniors, and I just thought it was so fun to listen to. My husband loved it. So I do want to hope we can play it on the show this month because I want the seniors to hear this. It's fun.
Yes, it is
It's
fun.
totally fun, and you do a great job with the video.
Thank
Do
you.
you do that yourself?
I do.
Oh, wow. See, there's another one, another talent I didn't know about. And you probably don't know, but Carol was in our Follies the last time, our movie.
That's right, I was.
We asked her to be in it. She said yes. She didn't argue. She didn't cry or say no, but she came right in and did it. And so it isn't like we're saying we're going to do another Follies, but if we did, I have asked her to help us because I can see that we don't want to waste that talent. And when we wrote it, we don't have a whole lot of talent. We're just having a lot of fun.
Well, but that's the same thing about making music, right?
Yeah,
And then the more you do it and the more you interact with other people, the more you learn, you get ideas from other people, you hone your craft, and you get better and better at it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think the Follies are definitely getting better and better too. They look.
So what do you play?
So I play the guitar, loosely. I wouldn't go out and audition to play the guitar with any group. And I play the ukulele, which is easier to play than a guitar. So that one I might actually play in public. I'm actually very percussive. I have a drum kit at home. I don't really play it that much, but I have a natural feel for rhythm, which is the fitness teaching appeals to that part of me.
Oh, yeah.
And I hear rhythm when
Excuse me.
I'm listening. Within the band, I'm very tuned into the rhythm. I like songs that are very rhythmic. So I have a set of bongos, and I have lots of things that make rhythm. Tambourine, I have the shaker, I have a cabasa, I have, so that when I'm not singing, I have something to occupy my fingers and
Yeah, upper body strength. You know, keep the arms going, and when you're my age, you'll have really good muscle.
Let's hope.
But what do you do in your spare time?
What spare time?
I was thinking maybe that was a silly question. This is your spare time today, right?
That is, yes. No, people do ask me that all the time. That I get two questions people ask me, like, what do you do in your spare time, and what don't you do? So in my spare time, I work on my music, or I really like crafty stuff. I love to sew, I like to knit, I like to crochet. I like to make soap. I just like anything. I like to just make stuff.
Yeah.
I always have.
Good.
And I've always liked to sing.
Yeah. I think all that goes together. Really, the crafts and the music and everything. Because I'm an artist. I paint portraits.
Yes.
But I love to do crafts, and I love to build furniture, and I love to redo it, and I like to sing. Right. So, yeah.
It's just a creative personality, I think.
Yeah.
Some people are more
attuned to that.
Some people are more spurned on by their own creative ideas.
Yeah, and I hate when they don't use it, and they say, I can't do that. I hate that. Try it.
Well, again,
you
that
might
comes
find
from
something.
Taking a little risk with singing or with the craft or whatever, right? Making a few mistakes. You have to be willing to make some mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
so the other question I get asked all the time is, what don't you do? And the answer is plumbing. But I wish I did, because it's very expensive.
Plumbing, okay. Yeah. I guess I can see that.
I wouldn't mind learning, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you feel about cooking, but that I don't like.
I love to cook.
Yeah.
I like to eat. Garden, grow food, cook it. I like to eat too, yes.
Yeah,
That's not a good thing, but yeah.
My husband fooled me, though, because he told me that when he retired, he was going to cook, like, gourmet meals. Oh, I like this. I think I'll try that book, and I'll do gourmet meals. Let's see, he's been retired 20-something years.
You have yet to have your first gourmet meal?
Yeah. Maybe this will help him a little bit.
You can call me when it's ready.
Yeah. So tell me a little more about yourself. Where did you grow up?
So we grew up in Franklin Square, which is on Long Island.
Long Island.
All my friends sound like Marissa Tomei. And try to shake that off. And moved to New York City because I went to school there. I went to NYU, lived there for a bunch of years, and then just slowly moved west and north until I landed here in Massachusetts, which I like very much because I like to ski and I like to hike. So it was a bit of a hoof to get from where I lived in New York to come up to the mountains and back. So when I got the opportunity to move to Massachusetts, I jumped right on it, and here I am.
Yeah, well, good. We're glad to have you.
I like it here.
We can use you a lot.
Oh, thank you.
So you better not move. Let's see, you're not planning on that.
No, I have too much junk now. I can't move anymore.
Okay, good. Yeah. Like I said, anybody I talk to really enjoys the class, and they enjoy you. And they say that you're tough, though, that, they have to do what they're told.
I love what I do, but I do think, and so getting into exercise, I'm going to back up a little bit now. I was always an exercise enthusiast, but I was not a sporty kid. When we were younger, the sports in school wasn't as big as it is now, especially for girls. Yeah. And if you weren't, again, taking the risk type of a thing, if you took that risk and then you weren't good at it, it was a very demoralizing experience. Yes. And so I was demoralized because I wasn't athletic and I was the last kid on the, I know, right? But I always liked to swim and I always liked to ski and I liked to do physical things by myself. So I did a lot of swimming, skiing, exercise on my own. And then as I got older, realized that, you could go to the gym. There's a place for people like me who don't want to do a sport, and it's the gym.
There you go.
So that probably wasn't until my 20s or even close to my 30s that I realized, I can just do this for myself. So I started taking classes, and I really enjoyed the classes. And I would, like everybody else, take them either at lunchtime or after work. And once my daughter was born years later, I reduced myself to part-time. And then I thought, well, in the other part-time, maybe I'll teach some of the classes, because if I teach them instead of take them, then I get free gym membership and I don't have to worry about fitting in my workout because I'll be doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. And then when they asked me to come back full-time, I thought, I kind of like this fitness thing. So I didn't go back and I went in the fitness direction instead.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that a lot from guests I've had that maybe were computer whizzes and they went into making guitars or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they changed their
Sure.
field because they liked it, and also it really made them happy.
Right.
And that's what's important.
I look at my daughter who's 17, going into college this year, you know, declaring a major and thinking, how could she know? She doesn't know. I mean, she knows what she thinks she wants now, but she'll change her mind, and that's fine.
Right, right. It's true. Well, I have to tell you, I am in awe of you because of all the talent and all that you do, and that you're doing it well. So keep it up.
Well, I will.
We're watching you.
Yeah. I do enjoy making people work to their potential. I feel like a lot of people don't. And again, it's about taking that little leap of faith in yourself. You know, I can work a little harder, or I can do a little more, or I can stay a little longer.
Yeah.
Just make that little extra.
You know, I am, maybe you've noticed or something, but I am a very busy person, and I'm always moving, and I'm always doing something.
Yes.
And I get tickled when people say, why don't you join the class? And I go, I don't have time.
Right.
I'm so busy, and I don't do that kind of exercise, but I'm always using all my muscles, and I do a lot of gardening and stuff. So going to the doctor, he'll say, do you exercise? And I'm like, no. Well, the exercise you do is not the good one. You have to go do exercise. So last time I went to see a doctor and they asked that, I lied. Oh yeah, I exercise all the time, daily. You know.
Barbara.
But one of these days you might find me in that class.
Well, now that you've told me your secret, I'm going to be after you.
I know. I should. I, built up a little muscle there and stuff. But yeah. Oh gosh, I won't go through the multi-purpose room anymore. I'm afraid I'll see
find you. I will hunt you down.
Right. And you've got a mask there that'll do it too. So tell me, where are you playing next?
We don't have any plans yet because we just finished that first one, and it was a lot about figuring out, like, are we even a viable group? And we made a lot of mistakes, but I think overall we did pretty well, and we were all pretty happy with how it went.
Good.
We jive as musicians, so there's a lot of that. How do the personalities go? And
yeah. I didn't hear anybody complain though. That went well. At least nobody told me.
People don't. Yeah, people don't.
They were so proud to be there and see you. They feel that connection,
So this is another thing about putting yourself out there, is that this is something I learned from my brother, which is people who come to see you do whatever it is. They watch your show, they go to see your art exhibit, whatever it is that your talent is, they're your people and they want you to succeed. So they're not going to go there and nitpick you. They're like all about like, yeah, Barbara, you rock. They're not going to be like, her hair was a little off, because they're your peeps.
Yeah, that's true.
And we did make mistakes, but people were probably like, I was too busy like going, yeah, this is great to even notice.
That's true. Well, they'll go again, and you have to let us know when you do something, and we'll get our gang together and go.
That would be awesome. It was so fun. Yay. It was great to look out into the audience and see people over here from Littleton dancing, people over here from Westford dancing, and I'm thinking, go mingle. You guys will like each other. That does happen too in my classes. I really enjoy the camaraderie and friendships that are made.
Exactly. They talk about it all the time.
It's great. So that's part of being healthy too.
Yeah, it's true. That I agree. But I want to thank you for coming today.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
I feel like we learned a whole bunch about Carol Wing, and we're looking forward to walking past your class.
Hey.
No, seeing you in class, and hearing your music and your videos.
My videos. And I did also give you some photos, I don't know if you have them, of Nepal, which is a place that I used to live.
Okay.
So you may have been wondering what those were all about.
Yeah, I did see them, and I wasn't quite sure I was going to ask you, but I do have them. So, and this is something I want to tell everybody, that there's so many of our Littletonians traveling to wonderful places that I want to make it a point this year on my show to have guests who have gone someplace that we all would be interested in. The first one was Kilimanjaro.
I heard you
and
say
everybody
that.
watched that and they loved it. So I have someone who went to the Philippines, to Australia, now Slovakia, and pretty soon Mark and I and Alan and Amy are going to Italy.
Fun.
We'll talk about it. We'll make a video there, though.
Good.
Okay, well, I hope you come back sometime, and we want to hear your music, and I'm going to come to you with my ukulele.
Sounds good. We'll have a uke party. I'll bring mine.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Barbara.
Throw my sneakers in the car and head off to the gym. Considering all the time I spend, what crummy shape I'm in. You think I look like Superman? It's not my fault, you see. I suffer from the very common syndrome, AGE. Rotator cuff, that's really tough. My tennis serve is beat. Achilles heel, it makes me feel I can't stand on my feet. That ACL, it gives me hell, robs me of my pep. But it could be worse, 'cause it only hurts on every other step. Doctor says you shouldn't drive till you fix those cataracts.
Maybe I'll get hair plugs instead of wearing hats.
My hips and knees, replace them please.
New teeth so I can chew. Part of me is wearing out, but the rest of me's brand new. So please don't call me old, although it may be true. Losing and replacing parts helps to get me through. Just stitch it up, cut it off, or fix it with a screw. But please don't call me old, 'cause half of me's brand new. Good morning, nice to see you, is what I hear each day. When I look in the mirror, that isn't what I say. Maybe just a facelift, some suction or a tuck. Or maybe I should just declare that I don't give a damn.
Hey, Cooper, want to go for a bike ride?
No, my knee is really bothering me.
How about a hike?
My back hurts.
Oh, well, maybe we can just play some songs on the guitar.
Carpal tunnel.
What about watching a movie?
Oh, sure. Oh, wait, I need my glasses.
All right, where are they?
I can't remember where I put them.
So please don't call me old, although it may be true. Losing and replacing parts helps to get me through. Just stitch it up, cut it off, or fix it with a screw. But please don't call me old, 'cause half of me's brand new. Please don't call me old, although it may be true. Losing and replacing parts helps to get me through. Just stitch it up, cut it off, or fix it with a screw. But please don't call me old, 'cause half of me's brand new. Half of me's brand new. Half of me's brand new. Half of me's brand new.